Hello friends, today in tip number 6, I'm going to be talking about return on time invested, ROTI. Now a time conscious leader who's also a time accountant and he has been able to keep an account of every second of the day. He's also aware of his hourly worth which he has calculated, now wants to go to the next step to say what were the results did I achieve. And because these results are not easily tangible, they are not possible in a numerical expression, he now wants to see how do I keep a track of its progress. So we use this term called ROTI, which is return on time invested. We are all aware of ROI, which is return on investment, which is a financial return on a financial investment. But when we talk about ROTI, we are talking about the expression of happiness, satisfaction, excitement, etc. How do we get that? Here emotions come into it. Here level of happiness comes into it. And your values in terms of your non-financial commitments come into it. Let me give you an example from a story. I was coming from my camp to Mumbai for a business meeting. And this was an important meeting where I was to talk to the CEO of a company for a training program where we had a very high probability rate of getting that training. While I was on my way, I got a message that a cousin of mine from Jammu had landed up in Mumbai because his wife had been diagnosed by terminal cancer of the breast and he had to be admitted in a hospital. He did not know anyone in Mumbai and the only other person he knew was his wife's relatives who had helped him to guide him to a hospital for his wife's cancer treatment. At that juncture, I thought that my being with my cousin was probably more important than attending this business meeting. So I called up that HR manager and said that I will not be able to attend this meeting today because something very important has come up and I would probably be able to do it again. And he said that the CEO of the company was that night going to travel for a month and it's going to be delayed. And I said, doesn't matter. So taking that risk, I went to the hospital, met my cousin, and then whatever happened is not of consequence except that after a week, his wife expired. My cousin today remembers that when he needed me the most, I was there. And though we didn't lose that business and we got that later, but I was very clear that being with my cousin was more important than the loss of the business opportunity that I was taking to risk. Ladies and gentlemen, what I am trying to impact upon you is that when emotions and feelings and other things besides money become important to your level of satisfaction and happiness and values of life, then ROTI comes into play. How do we measure it? So please take out your notebooks and I want you to do this exercise at least for 7 days to see your results and then please follow it up the way you think it will work for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, on 2 to 3 major tasks that you do in a day, professional tasks, please write down how was your ROTI, which means measure your happiness index on a scale of 1 to 10 and then make a product of your rating on a scale of 1 to 10 with the hourly worth and calculate what is the type of return that you got. Do that every day for 7 days and see the result. Now these results are purely subjective and you may not be able to get a very accurate answer. But what is happening in the process is that your time consciousness, which I'm talking about all the time, is getting gradually improved. Level of your time consciousness is the one that is going to make you productive. All these little exercises and tools are only building it up. So write this down in your notebook. After 7 days, please come back to me with a feedback and we can work on how you can use that later, but you can use it the way it works for you. So do that and then wait for tip number 7 tomorrow.